We've been trying to shoot this video for a week, and it has rained every single day. We should be outside this vehicle showing you everything we're going to talk about, but no, it's pouring rain. And how many times have we tried to do this?
Quite a few times, quite a few days we've been trying, so Uncle.
Okay, so this is the day before the video is supposed to release. I have to still edit it, so you're getting it now. This video is sponsored by the Landings in Tennessee, where you can own your own RV spot on one of the most beautiful lakes you'll find anywhere. We'll show you what those lakefront lots are like a little later.
In this video, we want to talk about one of the most important but neglected parts of your RV, your tires. There is nothing more frightening than having a blowout while you're driving at highway speeds. Studies show that more than 30% of us drive with underinflated tires. While you might be able to do that more often in your passenger vehicle, in an RV, it is dangerous.
Now, if tire pressure is too low, too much of the tire's surface area touches the road, which then increases friction. Increased friction can cause the tire to overheat, which can lead to premature wear, tread separation, and blowouts.
So the first thing we want to talk about is knowing what your RV tire pressure should be. And then what it is. What it should be is supposed to be prominently displayed on most motorhomes on a sticker on the driver's side door jamb. The simplest way to know their current state is with one of these, a tire pressure gauge. We should all get in the habit of regularly checking our tires, especially when starting a trip.
Now, the tire gauge is something that we should all have, and we should all use it. But there is even a better way. You should have what is known as a TPMS, a tire pressure monitoring system. Some RVs come with them built in as standard equipment. We're lucky we have one that displays a readout if a tire goes too low on our RV. But if you don't have that as part of your RV, there are so many easy-to-add kits that we want to recommend one of those to you. A while ago I did a video review for RV.com and I showed the Tire Minder 77-6. The 6 is for 6 tires, and you can get a larger system if you need with more tires. But they work wirelessly. You screw them onto the valves of each tire, and when the pressure gets too low or too high, you'll get a warning. The system is expensive, $429. But if you don't already have a TPMS system as part of your RV safety features, this is what you want.
Again, we're talking safety here. You should never drive your RV if the tire pressure is more than 15 pounds under the suggested setting, except in an emergency and for very short distances. Be safe and know your tire pressure.
Now, to show you exactly what happens if you don't and what can happen, I went to the place where I have our RV serviced, and they do a lot of tire work. And they have a very graphic example for us.
This is why it's so important to keep tires at the correct pressure. This says tire pressure went down for less than probably 3 minutes. Didn't have time to get off where it come down, and this is within less than a half a mile. This is what it did to the tire. Less than a half a mile. You do not want this to happen. If this was a set of duals, you would lose drivability. It would swing and sway, especially a unit like a motorhome or a coach or something like that. This could also start a fire on a larger coach if you don't know that it's monitored. So safety is very important with the tires.
How little underinflated does a tire have to be before you have to worry about it?
Doesn't have to be that much, especially with these potholes. You could spend up to $1,000 a wheel. Some of the newer wheels on the newer vehicles, they're anywhere from $7,000 to $1,000 per wheel if you bend one, which is very easy to do if something's underinflated.
Next, we want to show you another tire safety item that every RVer should have, a portable air compressor. We'll show you the one we have, and we'll give you step-by-step instructions on how to use it. But first, I need to tell you about our sponsor, the Landings, and how you may want to consider owning your own RV spot. Check this out.
Tired of overcrowded campgrounds?
Competing for reservations? Paying high fees for sites? Well, ownership is an emerging trend in RVing that might be right for you. Jennifer and I visited The Landings, a lakefront community just west of Nashville, Tennessee, that offers incredible lakefront RV properties up to 70 times the size of typical RV lots with frontage on the biggest lake in Tennessee. We loved it. The scenery is breathtaking, and you own it outright. Not a timeshare, your property, your way. You can have your own private dock. You can landscape, garden. They're pet friendly. It's gated and secure with high-speed internet. There's even free RV and boat storage. A wonderful place to make your home base. No more calling around for reservations. It's ready whenever you want. Dockable lakefronts starting at only $59,900. There's financing and big discounts on multi-lot packages. For information, visit rvlakes.com. That's rvlakes.com.
Hopefully, we've convinced everyone on how important it is to have your correct tire pressure on your RV. And one of the best ways to do that is with a portable air compressor, because you never know when a tire is going to get low. Take the other day, as we were about to head off on a trip.
Oh boy, that's not what you like to see. Got low air, 34 pounds. Well, it's good that it happened before I took off on this trip. It's too early in the morning to go to a gas station, so I'm glad I've got a compressor. The air compressor that we have is the Vi-Air 447 400P RV model. The RV means it's made for RVs, and the unit is powered by jumper cables that attach to the motor of your vehicle. It has all the accessories, including hoses, inflators, and a pressure gauge, and it's very easy to hook up and operate. Now this unit costs $314, and while there are certainly less expensive models, I chose this one because of all the positive reviews I found from other RVers. The vehicle should be running. You want your engine running before you start doing the air. Once you have properly inflated the tire, make sure you first turn off the compressor. And then, back here, just push this trigger, and now you've relieved all of the buildup, and you're done. Such a handy thing to keep with you. We find the peace of mind we have that we can always have properly inflated tires whenever we need to is well worth it.
Now, there's one more item we want to recommend should you ever get a flat or somehow be stuck on the side of the road, and that's a Hokena LED road flares. This kit has 3 of them, and they're very bright. You can set them to flash, send an SOS, or display a steady light. The company says they can be seen for more than a mile. They come in a compact case, and the kit also includes 2 Mylar emergency blankets and a rescue tool that can break automotive glass and cut seat belts. The cost is $35. Now, links to everything we just showed you are in the description below and in an accompanying blog post on our RV Lifestyle travel blog. Thanks everyone for watching, and happy trails and be safe.